Hello everyone. The topic that we are going to discuss today is the balancing of chemical equations. While we hear the topic chemistry, the first picture comes in our mind is lots of equations with symbols, numbers likewise. And when we see these numbers and symbols, we think it is very complicated and suddenly we run out of this topic. But when we understand the concept of equation, it is super easy to write any chemical equation. And for that, the only requirement is that we should know the atomic or chemical formula of each element. For example, for hydrogen molecule we write H2 and for oxygen we write O2 likewise. Now moving to the concept. We know when we take any equation, even if it is in mathematics, there is a left hand side and right hand side. Here we are taking a common example. Hydrogen react with oxygen to form water. So in order to convert this chemical process into an equation form, first of all we write the three terms here, that is hydrogen, oxygen and water. In this chemical reaction, the participants are hydrogen and oxygen. So we are putting a plus sign here and the result is water and we are giving an arrow mark in order to show the direction of the reaction. And this is the sentence or word equation of the reaction. Here, the participants in the process, which lies on the left hand side of the equation, are known as reactants, and the result or final product is known as product, which is on the right hand side of the equation. Now we are going to write this word form of equation into skeletal form of equation. That is, for hydrogen we write H2 and for oxygen we write O2 and finally water we write H2O. So this is the skeletal form of equation. Because when we analyze the equation, we can notice one thing, that the number of atoms of each element on both sides of the equation are not equal. That is, the number of atoms of hydrogen on left hand side of the equation is 2 and right hand side is also 2. But the number of atoms of oxygen on the left hand side is 2, but it is only 1 on the right hand side. So, on the right hand side, where has gone the one oxygen atom? Whether this one oxygen atom have destroyed during the chemical reaction, let us find out. He is Mr. Anthony Lavoisier. He is a French scientist. One of the most important theory in chemistry, which is the law of conservation of mass, was introduced by him. Now, according to the law of conservation of mass theory, when a chemical reaction occurs, the atoms or elements in that reactions are neither be created nor be destroyed, but it is moving around and combined in a different manner to form a new product. And from this law, we can also say the mass is neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. That is, when a chemical reaction occurs, the mass of products should be equal to the mass of reactants. So from this we can say the oxygen atom on the right hand side of the equation has not gone anywhere, but there is a mistake in this written equation. Or we can say this is an unbalanced equation. So now we are going to balance this unbalanced equation. In the balancing process, the first step is to draw boxes on each term on both sides of the equation. We draw boxes on each term because anything inside the box cannot be changed while balancing the equation. Our next step in balancing process is to list the number of atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. For that, we draw a table like this. While analyzing the box, we can see the number of atoms of hydrogen on both sides of the equation are equal. But the number of oxygen atom on LHS is 2, but RHS is only 1. And this difference shows the unbalanced state of this equation. So now we are going to balance the equation. By concentrating on the equation, we can see one thing, that each term on the equation is either an element or a compound, which is a combination of elements. So the third step in balancing process is we are going to take the compound which is having maximum number of atoms, and in that compound select the element which is having maximum number of atoms for balancing first. It is clear from the table that the hydrogen atom is balanced, so we are moving to the oxygen atom. In order to increase the number of oxygen atom on RHS side from 1 to 2, we are writing number 2 here. Remember one thing, we have already mentioned that anything inside the box cannot be changed while balancing the equation. So we are putting numbers only outside the boxes while balancing the equation. That means in order to increase the number of oxygen atom from 1 to 2, we cannot write H2O2 here. Our next step is to draw box again and check whether the number of atoms on both sides are equal or not. Here the number of oxygen atom is balanced now, which is 2 on both sides, but the number of hydrogen atom is unbalanced. That is, the hydrogen atom on RHS side increased from 2 to 4. So now we are writing the number 2 here because we have to convert the number of hydrogen atom on LHS side from 2 to 4. So now the equation becomes 2H2 plus O2 gives to H2O. We have to check whether this equation is balanced or unbalanced. And for that we again draw the table and do analyze. Here we can see the number of hydrogen atom and oxygen atom on both sides of the equation is equal now or balanced now. So from all this we can say the final result is 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. Here this method of balancing equation is known as hit and trial method, because we are making trials again and again by giving coefficient until the equation is balanced. And before fully balanced form, each stage of equation is known as partially balanced equation. Now let us try to balance another equation. Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. So we are starting by drawing boxes on each term of the equation and also drawing a table which shows the number of atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. From this table it is clear that hydrogen atom is only balanced, the other two is not balanced. So balancing starting from the compound which has maximum number of atoms. Here we can see the number of oxygen atom on the RHS side is 4. So we start from the oxygen atom, and in order to raise the number of atoms from 1 to 4 on LHS side, we put a 4 here. Now the partially balanced equation is Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Now we have to check whether this equation is only partially balanced or fully balanced by drawing the table. Here we can see oxygen atom is balanced now, which is 4 on both sides. The other two elements are not balanced. So for balancing, we are taking the hydrogen atom which is having maximum number of atoms. So here, in order to raise the number of hydrogen atom on RHS side from the number 2 to 8, we are writing number 4 here. Now the equation is Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Again we are drawing the table and check whether it is balanced. We can see the element Fe is not balanced yet. So in order to raise the number of Fe atom on LHS side from 1 to 3, we are putting 3 here. And the equation becomes 3Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. So now we are going to check whether it is balanced or not by drawing the table, and we can see the equation is balanced now. So now from all these examples we know how to write a balanced chemical equation. These equations can be made more informative by writing the physical states of each reactants and the products on the equation. These physical states includes gaseous, liquid, aqueous and solid state. and for that we are using these notations respectively. Here we already know what is solid, liquid and gaseous state. Then what is aqueous state? Aqua is actually a Latin word which means water. So aqueous means if we dissolve a substance in water, that becomes an aqueous solution of that substance. For example, if we dissolve sugar or salt in some water, that becomes an aqueous solution. If any reactant or product is present as a solution in water, then we mention it as an aqueous state. One more important thing is that when we write these equations, we can also mention the condition under which the chemical process happening. For example, the temperature under which the reaction is taking place, the pressure needed in the reaction, the catalyst acting on the reaction, or if it is in the presence of sunlight, all this information can be mentioned. Normally, temperature comes above and pressure on below the arrow. So we are winding up today's class. If you have any doubt, then please mention it on the comment box. And thank you for watching this video.